Happy almost April Fools, everybody. I'm Justin.
And I'm Liza. I didn't know you were going to throw it to me.
Yeah, pranks.
All right, in this episode of Liza and Justin in Review, we're going to talk about pranks and gags that have been a part of the seed and the fabric of our lives.
That's way too intense for
Was that dramatic?
They're funny things that happened to us or we did to other people.
I'm a film writer. I'm a screenwriter, so that's kind of how I do things. I always make things a little bit more elaborate and more detailed. And we're going to talk about jokes. We're going to talk about jokes. All right, so today we thought we'd just share some maybe funny things that have happened to us in the past in honor of April's Fools. And maybe...
I think my story is the funniest, so I think you should go first.
Okay. So I collected like a couple of things that I recall being really funny that's happened to me in the past. So one of the stories I have is I was kind of a late bloomer when it came to getting...
Wondering where this is going.
Your face instantly, I was like, okay, all right. I was kind of a late bloomer when it came to like waxing my eyebrows or like shaping them or doing anything with them. So, for a while I had to look, it's fairly recently that I started taking care of this, right? So what triggered me to do it was actually a little funny gag that a couple friends did. So basically, I typically do a lot of movie trivia at work. I've stopped doing it now. I don't do it as often anymore, but I used to put it on the board and people would come over.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, they would come over and guess the movie trivia for the week. And I haven't done it in a while. But a couple years ago, I did it. And the question of the week was, name all 7 of the dwarfs from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And one friend in particular, Kelly, she took a stab at it. She didn't get it, but I gave her the answers, and she, at that point figured it out. And she was, okay, good. So then another friend of ours, Sam, she decided, I don't know if you remember the story, your face looks like you're starting to recollect it.
Yeah, wasn't I involved in this?
You may have been, because you're involved in most of the crappy stuff that's happened in my life. So another friend of ours, Sam, she came over to my desk one day and saw the question. She's like, oh, I think I can do it. And at that time, Kelly was at my desk as well, and maybe you, Justin, because honest to God, you probably were involved in it.
Most likely.
And Sam's like, I bet I can guess all 7. And I had a lot of doubt that she could. I was like, she's not going to get all 7. So I said, all right, because, both her and Kelly were, like, pushing me to, like, get my eyebrows done. They're like, girl, take out those brows. I was like, all right, if you get all 7 dwarfs, Sam, I will get my eyebrows done tomorrow. And she was like, okay. So she's going through...
I was not involved in the bet, but I do
you
think
do remember
because my desk was right there, too, so...
So she's going through the dwarfs, and she's getting a couple of them, and then I see her getting really stuck, and I was like, yeah, of course she's going to get stuck. She's not going to get them all 7. So she has this, like, long pause, and I'm just like, she's not going to get it. And then she says a name of one of the dwarfs. I was like, oh, okay. She thought about it for a while, and she got it. Good for her. I was like, she's not going to get the rest. So she was struggling. Got another one, and I was just like, what? Is she really going to get all of them? And she ended up getting all 7 with a lot of hesitation in between. But, in my head, I'm just thinking, oh, she's thinking, she's recollecting. So I said, oh my God, I guess I have to go get my eyebrows done. A bet's a bet, a deal's a deal. So the next day I go take care of the eyebrows, and I got them waxed, and I sent them picture proof that I did it. And, the next day I get into work, and I showed them, I got the brows done, you won the bet, blah, blah, blah. They end up telling me that me, the moron, didn't realize that Kelly was giving her all the answers behind my back, and I never thought to look that that's what was happening. So basically they cheated. So now what we call these is we call them cheap brows. They now have a nickname. So my eyebrows are called cheap brows based on that. So the entire time I thought Sam was getting them, she was cheating. I don't know what possessed me to not think to look at Kelly at any point in time, but Kelly gave her all the answers. So that was like, I wouldn't say that's a prank, but that was definitely a gag that after I got the brows done, that's when they came clean. It was like, we cheated.
Wow.
Shady, right?
Real quick.
Cheap brows.
Doc, grumpy, sleepy, dopey, bashful.
3 hours later.
Happy. And oh my God, I'm gonna lose it in the last one. I don't know the last one. What's the last one? Oh, sneezy.
Yeah.
I almost said bless you. I was gonna be like, oh, bless you. No, no.
If you said bless you, I would have died.
I went to go say it and then went, wait, she was giving me a hint.
That means that my sneeze was so beautifully acted. So that was one of my funny stories. So Justin, you next.
So, this one wasn't on April Fool's. It was actually on my birthday a couple of years ago. So this is office related. I went into the office and first thing in the morning, I noticed like balloons and stuff on my desk. I was like, oh, that's nice, you know.
Aww.
I walk over to my desk and everything on my desk is wrapped in wrapping paper.
Oh, I remember this.
Everything on my desk was wrapped in wrapping paper.
Wasn't that Kurt too?
Yeah.
Remember this? Oh
So,
yeah, that was a funny one.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
keyboard, mouse, screens, all the cables. I think were
Yeah.
wrapped, not individually. I think like as a cord
was
thing in the
intense.
back. I even think he wrapped like some of the pictures and stuff that were on.
I
my
think it was
desk.
everything. I recall that it was
Yeah.
like legit your entire desk.
I unfortunately so he did it smart. He did the whole ask for forgiveness rather than approval thing. So when I went to go get him back, I had taken pictures of his desk and I was going to replace everything on his desk with cardboard. I was going to hide everything and I was going to replace everything with cardboard. And I started cutting everything out and I started thinking to myself like, oh, you know, I don't want to get in trouble for this, yada yada. So I asked for permission and it was denied. So at that point you can't go through with it.
Yeah.
Because then it's like we already told you no, you're in the wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. You
should have asked for forgiveness
Yeah.
rather than permission.
Always forgiveness instead of permission.
Yep.
Not always. There's obviously some situations you definitely need to ask for permission.
Yeah.
That was funny because both of those were in the office, right? They
Yeah.
were kind of like office pranks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I remember that day. That was so funny.
It was a good
And
one. It was very good.
And he he had to have stay late to do that because it was like intense. He really wrapped
Oh yeah.
just about
Yep.
everything. So that was really funny. So I have another one that we did to my mom actually. This one.
You pranked your mom?
It wasn't. It's
Rude.
not like Die Hard. Like you're not gonna probably get the biggest belly laugh out of it, but it was probably the funniest thing for us. But I don't know if anybody's ever been to It's a Bug's Life in Disney. Whoever is gonna watch this, but it's a 3D show.
3D show with
Yes.
the chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went once.
So
Magic Kingdom? No, I'm
Animal
sorry,
Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. So at Animal Kingdom they have It's a Bug's Life. It's a 3D show. It's almost 4D in a sense because they have a lot of like.
I think they call it 4D.
They probably do, yeah. Bugs Life in 4D is probably, and they have a lot of
Shit's
effects
Shrek
and
4D,
stuff.
and that's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, because there are other sensory things they involve.
Mm-hmm.
But they do other like things that come out at you and all this stuff. And at the end of this show, what they do is they tell you to wait in your seats and let all the bugs go out first, which obviously it's just like an effect that they do. Now my mom is like terrified of bugs, and I am too, but I know this show so much, and I know to always sit a little forward in the seat before that scene happens because I hate this part. But me and my brother were both like, let's not tell her and just let her like get the effect. And
You mean
when
experience the ride
Yes.
for how it's supposed to be
Yes,
experienced.
yes.
Okay.
But I mean, knowing how freaked out my mom gets with that stuff, we probably should have given her a heads up because I think she almost had a heart attack. But when I say that that woman jumped out of her seat and screamed at the top of her lungs, the entire theater went silent. Like silent. And they were just like, what was that? She went, ah! It was so loud. It was so loud. So in hindsight, no matter how much we were laughing and crying at the moment, we had slight remorseful regrets about it because it was like, I think she was wounded a little bit emotionally
She was
after
hurt.
the fact.
She was hurt.
She was dead hurt. So we just let her experience it. So it's the coolest sensation though, because it genuinely feels like a bug is like crawling up your rear end. So I don't know if they do it with air or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely impressive. So that was one of our favorite pranks because me and my brother after were just like, I mean, we were crying. We were laughing so hard. And then the entire theater was exiting with us too. And they were just seeing how much we were laughing. And they were laughing with us because we couldn't stop laughing. Because they saw what happened too. So people were just dying around us. Oh, it was so bad. So that was one of my fun experiences. All right, Justin, do you have any more?
Yeah, no, I got one more. This is actually a prank I pulled on Liza a number of years ago. So same thing at work. It was I don't know, maybe like a Tuesday afternoon. No, I'm kidding. I don't know anything about specifics.
Very
I have
detailed.
terrible memory, but I do remember this very vividly, and I actually told this story fairly recently.
I know which one it is, so I already know.
There was an ice machine at work. It was an old, big cooler. It had like a flip-up door, and it had an ice scoop that you would scoop into your cup. And it was like a communal thing. It was huge. One day, Liza came upstairs, and she was like holding her head. And I don't remember if you were bleeding or not. I think you were.
I wasn't holding my head, but you guys call out the fact that I had blood dripping from my head.
You had blood. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she had blood dripping from her head, and we were like,
"What the heck happened?" Until you guys called me.
And she goes, "Oh, I nailed my head on the door for the ice maker." And I was like, "Oh man, that sucks." Like, all right, well, here's Band-Aids or whatever we had. We don't get blood everywhere.
They were all like, "Do we drink these?" Because I went to go get ice and water for everybody. My mission was to get ice and water for everyone. So I go down with everybody's cups, and I hit my head. And I was like, "Oh, that really hurt." And I go up with all these cups, and I'm dripping blood, and I had no idea that I was dripping blood. And they're like, "What the hell happened to your head?" And then everybody was like,
So
I don't want to drink from this.
So it just so happened, like the weirdest, like circumstance to ever occur. The next day, they replaced the ice machine at work. It had been planned. I had talked to people about it. It had been planned, but she didn't know that. So I started telling like some of the people at work, like, "Hey, like the ice machine downstairs was replaced because Liza hit her head because they found blood on the ice machine." And they were like, "We can't. It's not safe." So eventually, we told Liza, and she was like, "No, you gotta be kidding me." Like a year, we figured out.
It was almost a year later.
Like a year later, I think it was me, you, and Kelly, and we were talking, and you happened to bring up that story, and I just start laughing hysterically.
It was at my party.
And you're like, what? I was like, that's not the reason they replaced the ice machine. I go, I've been lying to you for like 6 months. Like, this is hilarious that you still think that. I thought the joke was over a long time ago. No. But apparently in her head, it was still going.
For an entire year, every time I saw that ice machine, I had anxiety. I was like, "Oh my god, it's because of me." Now people don't like this new ice machine because it's smaller. And like, I had so much anxiety, and it wasn't even me. He made me believe it was my fault, and I believed it for an entire year until he admitted it. And you don't understand how much I ripped into him.
And it was funny because like it wasn't even something I had to admit or like she was even asking me about. I was like, all right, if she still believes it, I think it's time to give it up. I really do. But now I wish like I knew we were gonna start this so I could do it here today. Because that would have been so much better. But hindsight is 20/20. And I think those are our two stories for April Fool's.
That was probably, when I found out, that was hilarious. And the thing is, it's even worse, is that I shared that story so many times. And I'd be like, "You guys have me to thank for the ice machine." Like, I would always say that. I literally was sharing that story. I was like, "Yeah, one time I hit my head in the ice machine, and they changed it out because I hit my head." So I was sharing the story too. So how many people at our company right now believe that the ice machine was changed? Because now I don't even know who I told it to. I can't fix it. I can't fix it, and that's all your fault. So yeah, so those were our funny gag prank stories in honor of April Fools. Close it out. I'm bitter again.
I'm bitter again. Well, I hope you enjoy your April Fools. Don't do anything stupid. Have fun. Enjoy the not holiday.
Bye. No, that is. I don't even know why you think that would even be remotely funny to me. I actually feel like some of your germs just fell in my cup, though. I'm already feeling it. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to drink this last sip. Just because you did it so aggressively, like even if you were joking, like it may have accidentally spilled the drop in here. What did you have in this cup? Yeah, your water.